Do you guys remember when the Geek Bros used to wear geek shirts for these events?
Pepperidge Farm remembers.
So tell me, what are we going to talk about today?
Today on Keepin the Geek Bros podcast, we've got Nintendo Live Expo, new Fortnite season, the original Diablo is back, Splatoon Patch 2, the ninja you're looking for is not on this castle, Zelda fans protest, Final Space Season 2 Episode 1 review, long lost Spider-Man teaser restored, new Ultraman movie, streamers spark Twitch debate, a StarCraft concert not coming to a stage near you, Ben Affleck's abandoned Batman story revealed, Kevin Conroy to play a live-action Batman, a random Sharpedo Pokemon fact, transgender casting for Atlantis live-action remake, Love, Death, Robots series review part 15, Squeezabits picks, Amazon's The Boys trailer review and non-spoiler episode 1 review, Garbanzo's Corner, The Way of the Collector, and Inebriated Fitness. Are you even active, bro? All this and more on this week's episode of Keep Up the Geek Bros. Stay tuned.
In a world where geeking out never looked so good, two incredibly sexy men will rise for your auditory pleasure. Here's your hosts, Keeping Up with the Geek Bros.
Yes, Keep Up the Geek Bros podcast, episode 74. I'm your host, Vibe. With me are my fellow Geek Bros.
Darth Flex.
And Garbanzo.
And fucking
And Joe Taro.
Oh, Joe Taro came in
Look at
just
that.
in time. This friggin' sexy man. All right, before we go any further, let me get that picture real quick. See, I hate doing this when we're on air, but get that picture, gentlemen. You ready? That's what's up. All right. I'm sporting a fresh haircut. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling sexy. Not wearing any random hats because, yes, for those who were asking, I was covering my hair because I didn't feel like brushing it before the podcast. So now,
eating hairline.
Yeah, they made his forehead bigger.
Oh, sorry.
That too. Listen, I was gonna say, forget it. Moving on. Where are you going now? Freaking coach. Oh yeah, he turned on his light without even being asked. Look at him. See,
okay.
we will make you a professional geek bro yet one day, probably 2020. So, Darflex, before we get started, can you tell these fine people where to find us on social media?
Absolutely, my beautiful listeners. You can check us out on Instagram and Twitter at Geek Bros with a 0. That's G-E-E. Key. I'm thinking in Asian. Okay. You can find us on Instagram and Twitter at Geek Bros with a 0. That's GEEKBR0S. And you can also email us at geekbros with a 0 at yahoo.com. Once again, send nudes and send other cool stuff. And you can also check us out on Facebook.
That in there.
Well, you're going to find some pretty good reposts and articles on Facebook at facebook.com/geekbros with a 0. And the first place to find us.
The first place!
WeBeGeeksPC.com. Now, I've been waiting to say this for a very long time. Right. So open up your iPussies. And if you want to check us out on youtube.com, you can check out this beautiful menagerie of cinnamon, milk chocolate, cafe con leche. Did we change, Joes?
Yeah, we did. We did.
Please reintroduce yourself to
Garbanzo, could you please tell him what I am now?
He is now Irish Cream.
Irish Cream with pumpkin spice. You can check us out on youtube.com/5.
Which is actually a thing. You can actually get a pumpkin spice flavored Irish cream now.
There you go, pumpkin spice Irish cream.
That sounds gross.
Sounds trash. Once again, it's youtube.com/5rev studios. That's VIBEREVSTUDIOS.
Yes, thank you so much. Before we get to today's topics, we're going to talk about comments and questions from you, the audience. Let's scroll down. Yes, my favorite part of the podcast. So, Facebook comments, that's facebook.com/geekbros with a 0, GEKBR0S. One of our fine contributors posted Netflix original series Resident Evil, and Mike, actually, who's the host, our gracious host on WeBeGeeksPC.com, text, are they What? Who posted that? Is that real?
It was me. It is real, though. The art is not real. That is actually the poster for the Haunted Mansion, Eddie Murphy's late movie. But Netflix has announced that they are working on a live-action Resident Evil show. You can find that information on Netflix's.
I'm surprised I didn't see this and we're reviewing it. But there you go, Mike. It's real, and I didn't even know you were following us, Mike. So thank you so much, our gracious host. Without Mike, we probably would never had a podcast because he's him the one who came up to the group and said, "Hey, you guys need a podcast." I'll never get tired of telling that story. Instagram comments, that's Geek Bros with a 0.
All right. Should we, like, that's not why we would have. Honestly, if you want to get the real reason why we have a podcast,
okay, what's
like
the real
reason?
What's the real reason?
Listen, if we would have never dropped acid, and
Okay,
had to go like sit down for a second,
that is
to remember
true.
if you sleep,
That is
we
true.
would have-
That is true. That is true. We couldn't get up. Couldn't get up for a hot minute. I was done. And then the former host wanted to interview them, and I don't know what Flex was doing, but he stood up there with a big old smile.
I was
just like,
balls, dude.
Hi,
Okay.
shit.
that was a good time. But yeah, it was what is that called? The perfect storm that creates something magical. So it's like a going through a junkyard and coming up with something like a friggin' I don't know, Twin Tower or something. And we're gonna move on to Geek Bros with a 0. That's GEKB or 0S. IG comments. Mama Bean just clapping it up and giving us 100s on all our last week's video recaps. So you gotta love that consistent support coming from Mama Bean. Do you want to say anything, Garbanzo? She's the one that birthed you, that raised you, that nurtures you, strokes that ego of yours.
No. She's a fan. She enjoys our information, and I'm gonna leave it at that.
You see how modest he
Love
is?
you, Mama.
That's probably the most modest he'll ever be. Next thing, I last episode I was sporting a Kirby. Yeah, that too.
Disgusting, horrible hat.
It wasn't. How was it disgusting and horrible? It's the epitome of geek culture. Are we not the Geek Bros, or are we posers?
I don't like the color.
You don't like the color? You don't like pink?
No.
Real men wear pink. I'm changing it right now. Real men
Yeah,
wear
actually, I can't even argue with that one.
So I'm just keeping it real, and I look good in pink. So anyway, I was wearing a Kirby beanie, and Squeezy Bits asked, "Where'd you get that hat?" Asking for a friend. So actually, to be honest, like again, I've admitted to it because I was called out on it on the low by some listeners or audience members wondering why all of a sudden I kept on wearing beanies and hats. And yes, it's true. I didn't feel like brushing my hair before I did the podcast, so I just threw these things on. But these are actually all the geeky stuff, except for the episode 9 or 10 at 9 beanie. They're all my son's hats, so they don't wear them anymore. So I put them on. But I got a haircut now, so I'm gonna stop that for a while. So there you go, Squeezy Bits. I don't remember buying this hat for my son, so I have no idea where it came from. Excuse you, Jotaro. You vanilla rust, bitch. All right, so we're going to move on to YouTube comments. That's youtube.com/Vibrant Studios. Our last episode, Keeping the Geek Bros, episode 73. There are 2 comments. One is from Alejandro Nuno, who commented, wow. So I don't know if he was saying wow to the episode or wow to the hat or just wow, but he did comment wow. I said thank you. Got no response. Just today, Squeezy Bits, he's falling a little behind, I guess, commented. He said, on the same episode, 73, the video recap, you should watch it on youtube.com/Vibrant Studios. He goes, I was such a big fan of Supernatural. I named my firstborn after one of the characters. My favorite episode was when they ended it. What? Ended in Scooby-Doo? What? Was when they
Oh
ended
my
in
God!
Scooby-Doo.
Yes, they actually did a Scooby-Doo crossover, animated.
Really?
They did.
Interesting.
I remember that.
I forgot about that.
Oh,
I
my God.
forgot about that.
I've never seen the show, not even a little bit, and so I'm not missing anything, and I'm proud. But
You're missing quite a bit. The show's actually really good.
is it really? So
Yeah.
why don't you do a review on it, Mr. Garbanzo? Why don't you throw a topic out there and say, hey, listen, I'd like to review. I'd like to review. I'm going to disable the freaking chat. I swear to God. I'm going to, you should to review. Are you forgetting about, what is that, a Corona? Are you drinking a Corona? Why are you nodding? Are you mute? Did you mute yourself?
I did mute myself. I'm sorry.
Oh,
It's 'cause
okay.
they're talking.
Darflex is drinking a Corona in honor of Hobbs and Shaw, and so we like to thank you for that.
Nice.
He muted himself again.
No, I didn't. I'm still here.
Oh no! Why'd you do that?
It's just
Because
not.
I had a really big burp, and I don't know if it's gonna come out or not.
Oh,
Just
okay.
let it out. I did it.
So-
Yes.
yeah, he did. Because
But I'm not
Jonathan Shane. Oh, snap. True. It's true. He's a refined gentleman. We're moving on
Very
to Twitter. That's at Geek Bros with a 0 GEKB or 0S. We had another another random poll that I had to stumble upon randomly. Which Geek Bro is probably a closet homosexual? PSA: there's nothing wrong with being a homosexual. Just wondering. Hashtag LGBTQ. Hashtag GSA. Hashtag rainbow. Hashtag unicorn. Hashtag gray. Hashtag pride. Hashtag LGBT. Hashtag LGBTQIA. What the fuck?
Yeah, man, that's the thing.
Hashtag man love. Hashtag doxing. Hashtag
Docking.
tolerance.
Docking.
Docking.
Do you
Docking.
know what
Sorry.
docking is?
No.
I think, and I don't. Hashtag tolerance. Hashtag love. Hashtag peace. Hashtag what? Barbara Streisand? Yes.
Yeah, Barbara
Hashtag Whitney Houston and at Vibrook Studios. Why just at me? Anyway, with 6 votes, and out of 6 votes, 33% said Joe, 17% said Darflex, 17% said Garbanzo, and 33% said Vibe. So looks like Joe Taro and Vibe are tied with being closet homosexuals. And if I had to
sound like Will Ferrell from the Celebrity Jeopardy skit.
what?
The way you're talking about it, like.
Oh well, how would you like
God.
me to talk about it? I'm doing it as a matter of fact, okay?
No, I'm not even clowning you. Like the way you sound is like.
I personally think that
That
because of all the tattoos you've got, because you're obviously overcompensating, you should be the one that's the closet homosexual. But that's just what I think.
Honestly, I was voting for you because you have so many opinions, like strong opinions.
And,
Yeah, and plus you drink girly drinks too.
that's got nothing to do with it. I like fruity drinks. That's what I like.
You also don't grow a mustache anymore.
But I told you why I got rid of the mustache.
No, I know, but it's gay.
It's gay. It's gay. To have a mustache. So I should get the mustache with the beard.
Yeah.
A lot of dudes are rocking the beard with a mustache. My mustache doesn't connect like all three you gentlemen.
Mine just connected this year, actually. It took me 29 years to connect this shit.
Mine doesn't connect. Jotaro's connects. Garbanzo's connects. Yours connects. Mine does not.
Mine technically does not connect.
But it looks like it does.
It's all about
exactly
shaping.
Mine,
It's all about shaping.
All of this right here is just skin. So it goes to here, skin there. And it's obvious. It looks weird.
Just take a magic marker and just carefully dot that ugly looking face on the side of your mouth.
And here's the thing.
Or
I actually
hairspray.
No, actually, what I did is I started using the beard wash and all the stuff that Jotaro uses, and it didn't work whatsoever. Actually, I lost hair using the product that he recommended. So I want to make it very clear
it's made for red hair.
It was red hair, dyed hair, whatever it is, but it's definitely not made for the alleged black man because it did not work, and it regressed. My beard regressed. With that being said, we are moving on. This is why our episodes are running 2 hours long now. I want to make it very clear. Oh man! All right, gentlemen, tell me about your weekend in 5 words or less. Darflex.
I worked a lot, and then on top of that, I went to Food Town, bought some giant prawns.
Hell yeah, you did.
Food Town.
You want expired prawns?
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. It sucked. I still ate them, but I shipped blood the next day. Whatever. That's my weekend.
Okay, cool. Garbanzo.
Well, today's the first day off I've had in about 2 weeks, so that was kind of nice. But I did run my first created campaign for D&D on Monday. Sadly, not everyone could make it, but the people that did seemed to have a good time, so I can't wait for the next one. And I may be doing a Fantasy Flight game in the near future.
You won't may. You are doing Fantasy Flight, and we're coming over with all our tenderonis. We will only FaceTime Joe for the first 5 minutes.
I can see it now. I came with all tenderonis, and it's just all like steak.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, I thought you were talking about like Tenderonis, like
no.
Tinder.
I meant chicks as tenderonis, but he turned it to meat. Joe Taro, if you had a weekend,
Like the
how was
meats.
it?
I just went upstate to Wyndham, New York, and kind of like just chilled out.
Yeah,
Just
really?
relaxed. Yeah.
You sat and contemplated. You sat on hillsides with the wind blowing in your hair, and you thought about life.
No, well, I mean, not about life, but just about how I can
Bid stuff on eBay.
bid stuff on eBay. Exactly. He took the words out of my mouth. It's crazy. He just
Well, would you say that part of New York has really good Wi-Fi, right? Public Wi-Fi?
No.
Oh, okay. Carry on. All right. My my weekend was sooner. I babysat and I did editing, and that's about it. I didn't really get to do what I wanted to do. I'm gonna be more excited about this weekend. I've got 2 birthdays coming up, so that should be fun. And that's it for the weekend. Moving on. Oh wait, yes, sir.
Man, I just have a question for Joe that I wanted to ask last week. So I have Joe. Are you listening?
He is not circumcised.
God damn it. You know what? Sometimes you can look at a guy's face and you can just tell. Yeah, this guy's. But all right,
so that's a feeling in his dick, right?
I have a couple of Black Diamond Edition Disney VHSs, and I've been looking online. Some of them sold for like $9,000 and shit. How do I go about selling these VHSs?
Well, first of all, you mail them to me, and then I'll sell them, and then you'll never hear from me again.
No, this is a serious question, because like I'm potentially sitting on $40,000. Now, how would you approach this?
Being serious though, like he's being serious.
I'm being really serious.
That's what's so funny about it.
I have a Black Diamond Aladdin, two Black Diamond Aladdins, one Black Diamond Lion King, Cinderella, I think. I have to go back and check, and like a really old porno and some other shit.
I would hold on to that porno.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna hold on for personally.
Yeah, you should hold on to that one, and then the other ones, actually you could. I was gonna say if you can find similar similar items on eBay, you can kind of replicate the descriptions and whatnot, and just basically put yours right on there. But if you want to create a whole brand new description and you want to put it on yourself, you could just put the name of it, say that how long you've had it, when did you receive it, say it was like a I don't know, first edition or whatever the case may be, and then make it seem like it's really old.
Now, do I put it as, because I never really sold stuff on eBay, would I make it a bid or just a straight out buyout price?
See,
Dude,
now
why would you do both? Isn't it like
you can, but like
the thing with bids is like, let's just say he puts it on for like 500 as a starting bid, right? And the buyout is what, like $8,000?
Yeah,
something like that, 8-9 grand. Let's just say $8,000. You really think people are gonna look at that $8,000 and be like, let me buy that shit now? Instead, they're gonna look at the bid, and hopefully, if they're stupid, they'll go ahead and bid the 500, and then they'll have whoever is a collectible with those things will just keep on bidding over and over again. But the bidding is kind of like a gamble, man. I don't know. I
will mention that I would recommend looking at the grading and make sure, one, you have to make sure it works. Two, the condition of the box.
Mm-hmm.
And in fact, if you want, I was actually going to be talking about it later on in the podcast.
All right, so we'll table that for later on. John Garbanzo's Corner. All right, well, that's the end of our weekend tangent and our eBay, special. Let's move on.
So, what's going on with the Geek Bros?
Geek Bros, of course, the video recaps are going up pretty much every Monday afterwards. So if you want the latest news or the latest updates, you have to listen to us at WeekSPC.com. Or if you're going to wait to listen to us, you're going to be pretty much a week behind, because as of right now, I'm running with the video recaps coming the Monday after our episodes. If you want to, depends on how you want to do it. Other than that, that's about it. Still working on the Patreon. Still working on.
I have a random fact.
About the Geek Bros.
No, just in general, just life.
Oh, okay, go for it.
Wiki is Hawaiian for fast, so technically Wikipedia means Fastopedia.
Fast information. Fast.
Fast. I guess like fast.
That's information.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
This is a rather random episode we're already having. I like where we're going with this. All right, episode 74 starts now. We're moving on to the Fresh Santa. What's new in the gaming world? Video game is out this week, brought to you by Darflex.
Absolutely. Today or this week won't be as eventful either. The first day for this week will be August 6th. All right, we're going to start with Silver Chains for the PC, Rashlander for the PC, DC Universe Online for the Switch. Nobody play that game. This one's going to be pretty good. Hearthstone Sabers of Uldaman for the PC and mobile. It's a pretty good Warcraft game, by the way. Metal Wolf Chaos XD for the PC, PS4, and Xbox One. Age of Wonders Planetfall for the PC, PS4, Xbox One. Now on to August 7th. We have Run Roll Rumble for the PC, The Forbidden Arts for the PC, Xbox One, and Nintendo Switch. Legends of Aria Steam Early Access for the PC. Now we have August 8th. Stone Story RPG Steam Early Access for the PC. Steel Circus Steam Early Access for the PC. Sudoku Universe for the Nintendo Switch. Pillars of Eternity, the complete edition for the Nintendo Switch. Oh my god. Oh, never mind. The Lord of the Rings adventure card game, for the PC, PS4, Xbox One, and Nintendo Switch. August 9th, we have Turok 2, Seeds of Evil for the Switch. Yeah.
Is that the he's fighting
Jurassic Park? Yeah.
Yeah, okay. That's what I thought.
Then last for this week we have Tai Mumari Complete Edition for the Nintendo Switch.
Is that it?
That's it for this week.
Wow, that's unfortunate, but good too. All right, well, moving on to the Battle for Azeroth continues. Darflex, keep it going.
All right. So, did you gentlemen see the pictures that I sent on the chat here?
Allegedly.
Okay. Well, I mean, it's just tough to see, but if you know the characters, so they've made patch updates to kind of make your tunes, your characters look a little bit nicer. They look prettier. They're not as boxy or square as generic as the original ones from Classic or the recent expansions. They actually look a little bit better. I sent you an example for the goblins. I think, in my opinion, if you look at it closely, I mean, it's not a big deal, but it's kind of nice for those who pay attention. Then we also have the release of the new mounts for the 15th year edition, which all this is from Wowhead, actually. Wowhead is probably one of the best World of Warcraft sources that I like to get from. Please follow us on Twitter, Wowhead.
Ha!
But yeah, so if you see those new mounts, you have a Chimera and you have a Griffin. And we have the 15th anniversary Alabaster mounts, respectively for the Alliance and for the Horde. You can also buy them for $25 because you can buy stuff.
Like with real money.
Yeah, real money.
Okay.
Well, I think now they do also in-game gold. If you're just balling, you can actually trade it for actual stuff. Like you can buy playtime with in-game gold if you have them. Like I think it's 100,000 gold for like a month of game time.
Okay.
All right, and let's see. So far they have not fixed the PvP gripe that I put up how long ago?
Have you tweeted them at Blizzard? And
absolutely through the Geek Bros. Remember, I'm like, Darflex is tired of this shit.
Oh, okay. Just making sure because they should have. Usually, these brands love to talk back when you talk to them. So
yeah, I think it's because one thing that they know they're not going to do. That's why they're not paying attention to me. World of Warcraft Classic is still going pretty strong. People seem to be enjoying it, and it is an option. You don't have to just have one when you have your Battle.net app on your computer.
Right.
You go to Warcraft when it says launch game in a battle, and in the bottom you can switch to Classic. It gives you the option to switch to Classic and just jump into the Classic server, which is a pretty good option for those who want to relive the good old days of just grinding with no storyline or end. But
wait, Classic doesn't have a storyline?
It stops at the Burning Crusade.
Oh, okay.
And then like the rest is just grinding.
I don't know. I was thinking about actually putting in because I actually still have the World of Warcraft the Wrath of the Lich King Collector's Edition, the box set.
Yep.
I'm thinking about reinstalling it on my PC just to kind of just Just to play it again. It's been a while.
Yeah, you can do it. I mean, also, this is not World of Warcraft news, but it is Warcraft news because it is in Azeroth. So about a year ago, they announced Warcraft 3 Reforged to come out, which is the remastered of Warcraft 3. It's supposed to release December of last year. It didn't. Still hasn't. They just finally released some more artwork for Thrall, for Tyrande Whisperwind.
For Thrawn? What?
Thrall.
Thrall.
Okay.
It looks really good, man. It looks, the detailing on the characters for this game looks amazing. So I'm pretty excited for that when it finally does come out. I did pre-order it. They just haven't really released the game when they said they were going to.
You pre-ordered something that hasn't been officially announced yet? What is happening over there by you garbanzos? Cats and dogs and lions and hares.
Oh, that's, shut up, Leia.
See,
the game is available.
Thank you for not letting me just take the hit for that.
Yeah, no, Darkflex is so used to his just straight up plethora of animal sounds he doesn't realize it.
The Warcraft 3 Reforged was available for pre-order about a year, maybe a year and a half ago. They just really delayed on the actual release. They teased the shit out of us and gave us nothing.
Is your parrot whistle too?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was sitting like, somebody's trolling us? That's what it sounded like. I'm like, who the hell is whistling?
But that is it for the battle for Azeroth.
Oh, that is funny. All right. Let's scroll back up as I'm actually writing. I'm trying to do like a multitasking, like while Garbanzo and Darflex do their sections, I start writing the descriptions for everything. So by the time I'm done, I just drag and drop. So that's what I'm usually doing. But scrolling right back up, we're gonna move on to Nintendo Live Gaming Expo, which, god damn it, there's so many expos. I love them, but our 3-part series drive me nuts. But a Nintendo Live Gaming Expo will be this October, but in Kyoto.
Wow!
It's from of course Kotaku.com.
Can you imagine if we got tickets to go to that? That'd be amazing.
Joe Taro, by all means, submit a press package, do some work, and earn your place here. And if we go, let's do it. This October, Nintendo will once again hold a dedicated game expo in Kyoto, Japan. It's called Nintendo Live 2019, which is funny because there's so many of these things now. Last year's event was called Nintendo Live 2018. It was in Tokyo. Shocker. The expo will have gaming tournaments, stage events, playable demos, new games, including included in the stage events are Splatoon music show and Super Mario Maker 2 stage. This will be an Osaka comedy duo, which includes some guys I don't know. Including is going to be a Super Smash Bros. Tournament, Splatoon 2 tournament, Super Mario Maker 2 tournament, and the winners of Nintendo Labo contest will also be on display. So that seems interesting. Will the Geek Bros be covering it? Probably. Will we be doing a multi art episode like the E3 and yep, we will be doing that, and D23, which is coming up too, which is or D3 or D whatever it's called, Disney something. Yeah, that's coming up too, D23 or whatever it's called. All right, moving on. New Fortnite season adds Titan mechs. So, and actually, it's funny because you have to pay for it. I just bought my son Joey his she can get the D23. Thank you very much, Darflex. That's what she said. It's family podcast. Yeah, I just bought my son. Wait, Joe Tara, did you get your son the next pass? Did you spend $10 so he can get this new season?
Vibe, I spend $10 on his Fortnite game currency almost every week. So
Really?
I'm pretty sure he has it.
Oh, I didn't. No, I didn't. I don't do that at all.
No, I'm exaggerating every week, but
No,
it feels like every week he asks me, "Daddy, can I have V-Bucks?" And since his birthday was Monday, I mean, I got him like $50 worth of V-Bucks.
Oh, that's pretty nice.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, the new Fortnite season adds Titans, and I just got his thing. The new season of Fortnite is it came out earlier. Brought a new round of surprise changes. The most titanic one dropped. A new 2-player mech called Brute, B.R.U.T.E. A new vehicle is showcased in the trailer for Fortnite. I'm not going to be playing that. But So, in the official post, it outlining the season changes to Fortnite Battle Royale and the game and its other modes. It promotes the newest $10 Battle Pass, which is not that bad. It's not a bad $10, which always enables players to unlock a large number of cosmetic upgrades. The post notes the Battle Pass edition, and it adds missions and it unlocks rewards by completing various things. The mission are themed. I'm sorry, I'm just.
You sound so interested in this.
Fortnite is the gayest shit to ever happen.
Here's the thing. I have to be real with everybody. I don't pick these articles because every one of them interests me, but I'm picking what I think our audience might be interested in, and that's what I'm covering. And since my fellow geek bros, you pieces of shit, nobody submits any articles that you guys are interested in. I am just choosing them at random, and I think this is hot. I'll throw it out.
Wait.
Huh?
I'm not disagreeing with you.
Submit my one of the chick that got naked from Boy Meets World.
What
She does porn now. I sent you a link to an article. Of one of the
Wait,
Yes,
what?
I did,
Topanga?
No,
No, not Topanga.
no.
You wish. I wish. We all wish.
Jesus.
Sorry, I got excited.
Do you see how
No, Fortnite.
But
You
she's
guys
not
play Fortnite.
fat now. I don't know.
She is not.
Yes, she is.
Not fat. She's not fat. She had a kid. You mean she was pregnant?
No,
Podcast.
just, no.
No, I'll look.
Wait, you talking about the redhead?
Oh, that is it. Daniel
Yeah,
Fisher?
yeah.
She's not. No, she isn't. She's slamming. I watched Girl Meets World just to watch her. It was fantastic. All right, so I'm moving past this article. If you guys play Fortnite, go ahead.
No.
That's great. Not you guys. I'm talking to our audience. If you guys are actually getting in on this Battle Pass, this mechs thing, I'm actually curious about that. I didn't see my son playing with the mechs, but if you guys are playing, you guys are enjoying it, you're getting your little, what is it called? Pacific Rim on or something? By all means, let us know. Send us an email, geekbros0. If you're interested in this, please, why don't you come on the podcast? And
I had no idea your son plays Fortnite, by the way.
he had this discussion several times to the point where you said, "Listen, what is his handle?" So Justine can play with Joey. And
What do you mean? You never asked me that.
no, we did. We had this conversation before. We did.
Oh well,
Several
I'll text
times,
it to you right now. Actually, I'll tell you right now.
I'm sorry. Yeah, you do that. Do that for me right now. Hold on. I just need to review this article that Garbanzo sent me.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Maitland Ward, who was
that?
Rachel on Boy Meets World.
I don't remember who Rachel was. Who was Rachel supposed to be again?
Nobody.
This is the one we just talked about from Boy Meets World, the
Yeah,
adult,
I don't remember
adult
the character.
films.
I don't know her character, but
Her character was the one that was dating the older brother.
I knew you were gonna say something like that. Yeah, fantastic. Moving on. The next article we've got is the original Diablo is now playable on your browser. Ooh. So it comes from Kotaku.com, and it's back, baby. Released back in 1996, the original Diablo was has never gotten as much attention as its successors. That's one of the reasons why a group of programmers took it upon themselves to reverse engineer the game's source code and make it possible for others to port it on a web browser. So have any of you guys played? Have you? I can't concentrate. You can't do this. I can't concentrate. Do any of you guys? Any of you guys played Diablo?
No.
I do recall playing Diablo the first one. I do. I'm not gonna lie. I just don't remember it right now. I do remember at one point in time I did play it, but
I mean, I had a
details
friend.
escape me.
I had a friend. Jotaro, real quick. You ever played Diablo?
Yes, that way back in the day, though. Way back in the day.
Yeah. I had a friend. I had a friend that actually loved the Diablo games. I never got into them. Diablo 1. I think it was Diablo 2 when we were still in high school, and he just played that game non-stop.
I got bored of it, to be honest with you.
Which one, Diablo or Diablo 2?
Diablo 1. First one.
Oh, really? Why? What happened?
I just wasn't interested.
Just get a little deeper.
That's what she said.
That is what she said. Family podcast.
Yes.
All right, we're moving on. Okay. Splatoon 2 5.0 patch is now live. So it adds the option to replay previous Splatfest stages in private mode and throws a tons of other adjustments. You can find a full list of changes at the Nintendo support page, which I'm not going to go to, but just you guys know, upgrade your Splatoon. It's there. It's awesome, I think. I don't know. I don't play the game. Moving on, Twitch uses Mario reference to let viewers know that Ninja left. So,
Wow.
Last Thursday, Tyler Ninja Belvins announced he was leaving Twitch to stream exclusively on Mixer. Twitch has subsequently added a tongue-in-cheek reference to the original Super Mario Brothers at the top of their channel to mark the popular streamer's departure. It says the ninja you are looking for is in another castle. A banner at the top of the page now reads. So basically, it's Mario looking at, I guess that was Peach at the time, and that's what's being said. Now, Ninja was that guy that appeared on ESPN magazine, right?
Yeah, he's the
With the blue hair and stuff, and he's the hot shit.
Yeah, apparently, supposedly.
Yeah,
He's probably one of the best Fortnite players out there, but he still didn't beat a 16-year-old kid.
Yeah, he was a Fortnite streamer, and roughly 14 million followers on his account popped over without having heard the news. So it's very interesting. What is Mixer? Anybody heard of Mixer?
Mixer is another
Mixer's the
form
Microsoft.
of, yeah, it's similar to, it's a streaming service.
Really?
Yeah, it's the one that would, okay, if you just hit on your Xbox stream,
Okay.
it automatically throws you on Mixer. And actually, Mixer right now is getting a lot more play because people, not everyone's playing on their PC now. And also with Mixer, you don't have to get a bunch of different stuff for us to actually stream live. Whereas with Twitch, you have to get certain programs to get everything to go mixing, and it's just a pain. But yeah.
Oh, all right. Well, go ahead, you ninja guy. You making moves. I'm sure they backed up a Brinks truck of money to you. So that's
what are you, a 90-year-old man? Go ahead,
What?
you ninja guy. You
yeah,
get him.
Yeah, you get him.
You
with the
go
Brinks
get
truck.
him.
You go.
You get-
You
You get
raps,
that
you
guy.
rambunctious youth.
You go and
guy.
you do those things.
I am going to beat the shit out of you, Garbanzo.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am through my computer. All right, moving on. Zelda.
You're gonna beat something, but it's not gonna be me.
Well,
Ooh.
Zelda fans protest over very similar Chinese game. So, apparently, there is this game, an open world game called Genshin Impact, has been described as an anime Breath of the Wild knockoff. Some Zelda fans in China are not happy about it at all. The Chinese developed RPG footage shown recently at China Joy Gaming Expo. Well, that's another one we should do a 3-part special on China's Joy Gaming Expo. You guys down?
Sure, I learned Mandarin Cantonese by
Fantastic! So they did a side-by-side. If you go on Twitter, a user, Vivian.Yeezy, whatever, did a side-by-side comparison with Breath of the Wild and this game, showing screenshots of different things, and I see what they're saying. It does look like it took heavy inspiration from Breath of the Wild. So they're like, that's a knockoff, but you would think that if that's really true, that Zelda would be like, not Zelda, Nintendo would be all up their ass, with copyright infringement and everything, right? No?
Yeah, I
No,
believe so.
not really.
Yes,
It's in China,
It's
Nintendo
China.
is.
It's China. I mean, no one messes with China.
Yeah, but Nintendo sells stuff in China too, don't they?
So stuff
Or
too,
do the Chinese block that?
Well, put it this way: if they were really going to do something, wouldn't we have heard it already by now?
True, that's what I'm saying. But are you guys looking at the article?
yeah,
These
holy
side by
shit.
side comparisons look legit. I see it. I get it.
Yeah, I can see it.
Yeah.
No, yeah, it is. It's kind of like a carbon copy.
Yeah.
Should we buy it?
Should we buy it and play it
Yeah, I mean, looks good.
for PS4? Who has a PS? I have a PS4. Yeah.
Yep, you're the only one.
Am I really?
Have
Joe
the Darth
Taro
Vader edition.
has a PS4. I mean, that doesn't
Right.
it doesn't help my argument, but he does. So
Well, I was about to say this is well, Joe, you should feel special. He finally acknowledged you as a person.
allegedly.
But I don't think he's acknowledged as a person for about 20 years, so it's okay.
Listen, Joe Taro. Look, I mean, yeah. So,
Fantastic.
moving, hey,
Keep it up, and I'll keep on sending pictures.
All right, we're gonna move on to inebriated fitness.
Inebriated
Let's see, ready?
bitters.
Okay.
If you guys just let me switch to my phone really quick because my computer's gonna die. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
All right, just give me 1 second. You guys go ahead and talk. Keep talking.
Okay, I'm gonna talk shit about Joe. So
So yeah, he just
no, I don't want photos. I want video.
Oh,
That's
shit.
what I want. I want video.
Is that a shit stain?
Why can't I
Send me
see?
where?
I can't see these things. What the hell? It's not popping up.
That's what she said. That's exactly what she said. Sorry, I got really excited when you said that because you said that. You set that up.
You know?
Okay, there we go. There he is. There he
All
is.
right.
There he is.
You guys, it's good. Yeah.
Yeah, it looks good. Looks good.
Whoa,
looks
that's
good.
weird. Fuck, iPhones are fucking weird. What if I do
What
this?
do you know? No. Oh, there you go.
All right. Damn, like an old man.
Yeah, it looks off. And so much for your blurry background. But all right, moving on to now we're ready for inebriated. This is why we don't do our podcast live anymore, gentlemen, or as much as because we never know what happens. Inebriated Fitness. Darflex is an exercise physiologist with a BS in exercise and sports science. He's a certified CSCS strength conditioning coach and an CISSN sports nutritionist, sports injury specialist, and currently an MMA weight cut specialist and nutritionist. Are you even active, bro? A sedentary lifestyle is a type of lifestyle involving little to no physical activity. A person living a sedentary lifestyle is often sitting or lying down while engaged in activity like reading, socializing, watching TV, playing video games, being Joe Taro, or using a mobile phone computer for much of the day. By all means, Garflex, let's talk about a sedentary lifestyle.
All right, perfect. This is more an opinion. I mean, obviously, I'll give you facts, but this is more an opinion based because everybody's gonna live their best life or their own life or whatever. You know, especially people who don't like to be told that they're fucking up. They're like, oh, who the fuck are you? But for example, a perfect example is my mother, right? So she's only I think 56, but she's like pretty much 80 in my opinion. Um, not in appearance, just health wise and like just the way she moves. So, for example, my uncle asked her to grab some stereo systems that he left at my grandmother's house, and so she could send it to him to California. And then she's like, "Oh, I can't. It's too heavy. I can't do it. You have to come do it for me." I'm like, "All right." I didn't do it for her. My brother did it, but then.
Oh, wait. We lost you. We lost your audio. And he's gone. All right. So, inebriated fitness. Joe Tara, you know about sedentary lifestyle. Talk to us.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can.
Sorry.
Wow, dude, that was.
All right.
Okay, sorry.
So when we went out at the house, I was like, "Here, hold on to this. Is it heavy? No. Like it's light. Like she pretty much defeated herself before she even tried anything." So my point is there's so many illnesses, so many sicknesses. Like the majority of people who end up like their later half of their life taking pills, taking medicine, having to go to the doctor periodically, it's preventable. A lot of the times it's their fault. Unless you have some kind of mutation, some kind of like actual disease or autoimmune disease that you inherit, that it's like onset. Not that you cause yourself for a poor lifestyle. You could actually live a pretty good life. People who have kyphosis, you know what kyphosis is?
Is it like Shaq Fu or?
No, it's like Quasimodo syndrome. When you're like this.
Oh my god!
Oh, when you get all the humpy over.
Yeah, like we're very anteriorly dominant creatures. Like we're very strong here. We use a lot of this. In the back we have bigger muscles, but we start not working out and exercising properly, sitting down on computers all day, doing this on our phones. So what happens is our pectorals become very dominant and start bringing your shoulders forward and forward and forward. Bad posture happens. You know how you can face that? Pull-ups. You can't do pull-ups because you're too heavy? That's fine. Sit down and do some rows. You start working those back muscles and start bringing your shoulders back. And then you'll start looking like a real man because your chest is out and not over slumped over.
Wait. If you can't do pull-ups, you can do what instead?
Rows. Like rows, face pulls.
You can do dumbbell rows, barbell rows.
Oh, okay. Because I want to look like a real man.
So pretty much we're working on your back muscles. The muscles that you would have to, if you understand where the muscles originate and insert, it's pretty easy to pinpoint certain things to fix. All right. Another thing, heart conditions. So many heart conditions could be like, again, not diseases. Well, diseases too, actually, because one of the leading causes of heart disease is a sedentary lifestyle, right? But
no.
You can absolutely prevent or at least alleviate some of the symptoms of that. Getting vitamin D, like going outside, not sitting in the room all day, not playing video games all day, actually going outside, getting some sun is going to help you. Vitamin D is very, very important for humans.
That's what she said.
Actually, in both applications, it is pretty important.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
But think about it. Without vitamin D, our risk for heart failure is much higher. People complain, oh, I'm gonna go outside and get skin cancer. Bro, every time I go out, I never put on sunblock. Okay, first of all, it's 2019. You can pretty much cure skin cancer. You can catch it right away and get rid of it. And
That's it. As long as you go. Now here's the thing. That's only if you go to the dermatologist regularly and make sure you get yourself checked out.
yeah, but I mean, again, like
Yeah.
you'll see the symptoms, right? Normally, what's the first symptom of heart disease? Death, right? You can't really come back from that unless you're Jesus or Goku. You're not coming back from death. So
Jesus or Goku.
I don't mind losing a
He
finger.
said Jesus or Goku.
Yeah.
I just wanna.
So
I don't
what's
mind
the
losing
sign?
Wait, hold on. Didn't one of the stupid ass characters from Game of Thrones get resurrected too? Jon Snow?
Unless you're Jon Snow.
Okay.
So like,
Mind.
I'll take melanoma all day over heart disease.
Did
Well, you can pretty much cure that, bro.
Did you hear Garbanzo's deep sigh? Did you hear it? I heard it audibly. All I heard was,
Look, I'm not an oncologist, but I know enough as a physiologist to tell you that that's one of like the weakest cancers. I mean, it'll still kill you. It's not a joke. Anything you ignore, it's still going to kill you.
But like I said, as long as you get yourself checked out regularly and don't.
Well, of course. I mean, that goes with the sedentary lifestyle. Don't just sit around. Understand you are a biological creature. Fucking, I go to the doctor once a year. Should I go more? Probably. But like, I also know enough that I'm probably not sick. I have a few injuries, but that's me being stupid. I know the cause, and I accept
trying to
it.
switch hit where you're not supposed to.
Like, I'm not here guessing. Oh, why am I so broken? No, I fucking know I made really poor choices, but at least I own it. All right, so
hoorah.
Illnesses, being so immobile, like humans aren't supposed to be in walkers. Again, this is assuming you don't have some kind of onset genetic disease or something, but you're not supposed to be in walkers at your old age. You're not. By the time you are on your deathbed, sure, you walk slower. Sure, your bones creak a little bit. You shouldn't have to be in a scooter. You shouldn't have to be in a walker. Maybe a little bit of assisted, but that's just because maybe it's cold outside.
Like a
Or
pimp
maybe,
cane.
yeah, absolutely. A pimp cane is actually pretty good. It's very true when it comes to the human physiology that if you don't use it, you do lose it. All right? There's no reason why a 90-year-old person shouldn't be able to stand up from a sitting position. Well, there is a reason. They've been a piece of shit their whole life. Just fucking face it.
I knew that was coming.
But another very, very common thing, especially in America, that is preventable, unless you have a very aggressive case of osteoporosis, that's only for women, is osteopenia, or the degradation of bone, which is pretty much when the osteoblasts break down everything too fast before you can repair it. But what does that happen? That's happening because you're losing bone mineral density. Why are you losing bone mineral density? Because you're not putting any stress on the body. So the body, it's like being an astronaut. Your bones degenerate because you have no stress on your body.
Okay.
This is more and more important for African American and Hispanic population. Our bone mineral density is actually pretty low.
Okay.
Just because we are darker skinned and we synthesize light a little bit different, but that's something that is also preventable. It doesn't mean you have to go out and squat, because at some point you might find it uncomfortable to squat because you're older.
Or you might end up shitting yourself.
Yeah, but I mean, that's kind of a badge of honor. All right, so I no longer really work with the older general population, but I have in the past in a pretty large capacity. And I've had a lot of women who've had pretty low bone mineral density, who've had brittle bones, breaking bones all the time. I understand, because of the choices they made, we probably don't have the mechanics or the time to train a squat and learn a squat. But I still have to load their body. I still have to load their spine. So what's the highest point you can load? Obviously not your head, because that's going to cause injuries for sure. It's your shoulders. So I'll put it on the squat rack. I'm not having her squat, but I'm loading her back. That's going to load her spine. That's going to load all her auxiliary limbs, her legs, her arms. And I'm going to have her do little heel raises. Very simple movement. She doesn't have to hinge the hip, doesn't have to bend the knees, doesn't have to extend or any flex the back. She's just hip hinging, and she's adding that external load to the bones. And when I put her in a DEXA, her bone mineral density did go up significantly. Obviously, it's relative, but significantly it did go up. And at her old age, she was able to make a change where now she's able to walk, she's able to stand, she's able to pull things, she's able to carry her groceries without being pretty much an invalid.
Question: like, how much weight did you put on, and for how long were you with her? A few weeks. Was she coming by daily? I mean, just the whole thing is that like if we're talking like for someone who wants to try to avoid this in the future, should they just is 2 times a week enough to start? One day a week, how an hour a day, 4 days a week. Just get an idea.
So unless you have to work your
I'm
way
asking
up,
for a friend.
yeah. So unless you have to work your way up to the minimum, the bare minimum that I recommend is 3 times a week.
Okay.
A lot of doctors will tell you 30 minutes a day for those 3 minutes. Fuck them. They're doctors. They don't know what the fuck they're talking about. I would recommend an hour. Again, and this is assuming you don't have to work your way up. So a lot of people do have to work your way up or work your way up to the 3 times for an hour a week, and that's fine. Just understand that slow progress is better than no progress. So don't give up if you're already gassed within the first 15 minutes. We're still creatures. We're still meat sacks. We have to work our way up. So 3 times a week is my recommendation. Um, Cardiovascular training is important, but in my opinion, if it's something like what I'm talking about now, it's more important to do resistance training
Yeah.
because then you're going to work your muscles, you're going to work your range of motion, you're going to strengthen your bones, you're going to strengthen your connective tissue, your tendons, your ligaments. And with that being said, in the case that something does happen, at least your body's a little bit more armored, more fortified to take on the stresses of life rather than just being a frail old body.
Okay.
And you don't have to be a meathead. You don't have to go out there and start pumping a bunch of weight. This lady I was training, I was with her for 3 months. She was seeing me 3 times a week. She weighed 102 pounds. I was only loading her back with about 50% of her weight. By the time we finished, she was doing almost 150% of her weight. She was able to do the little loaded heel raises with 155 pounds.
Oh wow, that's awesome.
So it's a 50% increase in 3 months, and it's just because she was consistent. Nothing crazy. She's not going to win strongman. She's not going to beat Hafthor Bjornsson in the strongest man competition.
It's gonna help her. It's gonna help her
But
live a better
in
lifestyle.
her life, it is a significant difference. I mean, I'm glad to say that I'm pretty sure I helped her improve her quality of life by doing simple things. It's just loading her back, don't telling her, hey, don't stay still. You need to start moving. And I say that as a joke, especially with the general population. I don't sugarcoat things because they're going to eat it, but no, that's not why. You don't want to sugarcoat things because this is their lives. You want to be able to actually make a change, not just even though they're paying you, they're not paying you to be nice, even though they're going to want you to be nice to them, but they're paying you to make a difference. So you can sugarcoat it, take their money, but you're doing them a disservice. I like to be honest. I mean, I'm not rude with them, but I am honest. Like, if someone has a certain deficiency, like, hey, we need to make this change, or else you're gonna have a real big problem. Whether it's being overweight, whether it's being too weak, whether it could even be an ego thing. Sometimes you have to fix somebody's ego. Realize, like, hey, you think you're strong, but you're really weak. Like, you need to actually work on your shit. Stop being so lazy and actually put the work in.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, that's awesome.
So when it comes to quality of life, honestly, unless it's some kind of some kind of onset disease, some kind of mutation, a lot of the times you're going to be the one that starts destroying your own body. You can prevent many things. If you want to improve your quality of life, it's going to start with you because a lot of underlying issues come from the choices you made, both physically and chemically, as far as what you put in your body.
Okay. Awesome, dude.
I feel like I didn't say enough fuck in this segment.
Oh, Jesus. I think you have enough cover for the rest of the day.
Fuck, bud.
That worked. All right, well, thank you, sir. If you want more fitness and nutrition tips, or you'd like to see those sweet UFC posts, then follow my man here on Instagram. That's Darthflex on Darth_Flex, DARTH_FLEXX. We're going to move on to Garbanzo's corner, which will keep him from sending pictures. The way of the collector. Now, the Cambridge English Dictionary defines a collector as someone who collects certain things as a job or as a hobby. Someone who collects objects because they are beautiful, valuable, or interesting. Someone whose job is to collect tickets or money from people or the person who is in charge of the local government in a particular town or country. Garbanzo, which collector are you referring to?
I'm referring to the collector of items or things as a hobby. So, being a collector, and actually as I am a collector, um, there are many different types of collectors. Some people collect stamps, coins, pops, video games,
Infinity Stones.
Infinity Stones. Some people collect all sorts of things. Probably like toenail clippings. Anyways, so though those are a little bit beyond me. But the one thing I wanted to talk about today. Again, this is really short. Just that there are many people out there. There's different forums, different websites, everything that kind of for different ideas. For someone who collects classic movies and VHSs, they actually, but the big thing is that the people look for, no matter what you collect, is going to be always either rarity and then quality of the item. Always be cautious of what you pay, and also please don't, for your fellow collectors, don't try to gouge people either.
Don't buy from Joe. That's what he's saying.
So
Yeah,
well,
apart from me, yeah.
I'm sure there are many individuals that try to buy out a whole market to create a need or a rarity so they can actually boost up their prices. As fellow collectors out there, just if you think that something is not worth the money, just be careful and just always look out, making sure it's an original. Um, or you know what? Sometimes it doesn't matter. Maybe it's just something you thought was really cool. Maybe it's an original pop that someone made on their own, or changed from a different pop to kind of because they actually have people that do that. That you just it just something that you like. That's great. But a lot of us collectors, the biggest thing we look for is actually going to be packaging. How does it come? Is it limited edition? Is it just something that catches my eye? Is it something that's going to kind of fit with the rest of the collection, or is what condition it's in? So that's one thing I wanted to talk to you about, Flex, is that if you're going to be putting that stuff on eBay, I would do a little more research on the condition that yours are currently in,
Yeah.
and see whether or not it's gonna uh, be at the value that you're looking for, so you're not disappointed, and you actually can get a chance to move it.
Yeah, that's what I spent a majority of my time doing in Brazil when I sent you all those pictures, was looking at like the market for it. And the condition isn't brand new, obviously. These movies are older than me. But they really haven't been used because this was my girlfriend's, and it was in her father's office, and her father passed away very long time ago, and they just haven't really got in there. So this has been there collecting dust. The box is still in good condition. The artwork is, I mean, it's yellowed a little bit over time, but like
Okay,
it's still pretty.
that's normal.
Yeah, it's still in good condition. The VHSs are in pretty good condition. Some of them haven't even been used, actually. One of the extra Aladdins was never used. It's just there. Um, and the Ditra I'm gonna keep for myself. But
It's a classic. It's a classic. I mean, honestly, why not?
yeah,
He said it's a classic.
Uh, but yeah, so all I'm saying to all the other fellow collectors out there: collect what you love, enjoy it, and don't let it stress you out. Make sure you treat everybody else in the community with respect, um, and also be fair, but at the same time, don't let somebody get something for free if you know that it's worth money. That's the one thing as a collector. A lot of collectors do not sell, but occasionally we do. And when we do, our friends or family always like, "Oh man, just gonna hook me up with it." Nah, bro. It's like I know what this is worth. If I'm gonna pass it along to somebody, it's gonna be either a gift because they deserve it, or because I need the money and I'm gonna try to get it for it. So, you know, understand for when you're going to a collector that they understand what they have. So have fun, and that's all for Garbanzo's Corner.
wait, I do have a question as far as collecting now. Um, there are many collectors all over the world, correct? Many
Yeah.
different hobbies, fantasies, whatever. Um, Unfortunately, during my tour overseas, yeah, it was pretty. It was banned because I guess they're haters and they don't like collectors. But like collecting teeth and like fingers and ears. Honestly, there's really no market for that on eBay. Oh, I don't know. Maybe Joe would know the dark web, but it's just kind of sad
I would
because
I would not know
yes, you
about
would.
that.
So it's just kind of sad seeing that culture kind of just dying, both
It's it,
literally and figuratively.
and sometimes there's certain things you just cannot help.
There's this one person, and this is I forgot where I saw it. If I do find out, I'll send it to you. I think it's a woman who collects foreskins. It's pretty crazy.
Is she Yiddish?
No, No.
So she's
Why
not.
does
She's
she?
not.
Why does she have
If
to
I'm
be
not, if
Yiddish?
I'm not mistaken, she
Well,
was like
because
a
then maybe
foreign
she's a
black
Brit.
woman.
Maybe she performs. Maybe she performs the
No,
Bris.
no. This chick, I think she was like black English.
Maybe she collects. Maybe she's a person that goes around and
I mean,
she actually does the circumcisions. And
does
then,
she
but
have any affiliation with Joe Taro and his eBay stuff? You know, do we know anything about that?
No, probably not. Probably
Oh,
not.
he's paying attention. I just want to see if he's paying attention because he's obviously playing a video game while we're podcasting.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Well, thank you so much, Garbanzo. That's Garbanzo's Corner. Tell the fine people where to find you again, sir.
now you can actually find me on the gram, Twitter, and on YouTube at Bean BEANTKE278. Also, feel free to reach out on Garbanzo's Corner on Facebook.
All right, we're gonna move on to Squeezy Bits picks. Squeezy Bits as requested, even though he was having a conversation with Dark Flex about the boys. So the boys is an Amazon series.
Crazy
So superheroes are often as popular as celebrities, as influencers, or as politicians, and sometimes even are revered as gods. But that's when they're using their powers for good. What happens when the heroes go rogue and start abusing their own powers?
Mm-hmm.
When it's the powerless that gets the super powerful, the boys head out on a heroic quest to expose the truth about the Seven of the Vault, a multi-billion-dollar conglomerate that manages the superheroes and covers their dirty secrets up, based on a comic book series of the same name. So we're gonna throw it in there, guys. Tell me if you see my screen when I do this. You see it?
Nope.
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 You don't see my screen?
No.
Nope.
There we go. Now you see my screen.
No. Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
wow,
Wait,
yeah.
wait, yeah.
There
Oh,
you
yeah,
go.
I do.
What the
Oh,
fuck
wow.
did you do? What kind of
All right.
sorcery is this?
And we are gonna play.
This is
Look at that.
gangster.
People love superheroes.
Oh, smash.
They swoop out of the sky to save the day. People love that oozy feeling that superheroes give them. Get up.
My deepest condolences to my mother's family. She just stepped in the middle of the street.
I couldn't. She was a half step off the fucking curb. Now, come on, Huey, just don't get upset. Soups lose hundreds of people each year to collateral damage. It's fucking diabolical. They're all like that? All of them? Yeah. Pardon my French, fuck those fuckers. I've got the boys together. Join us.
To do what?
Spank the bastards.
Oh, shit.
And then
Lacing the shoes, I'm on the move. I got so much to prove.
It's suicide to go after the soups.
We can use help stuffing them.
excuse me. I'm sorry, are you okay?
I'm fine. I'm just having a bad day.
I would have put her in her ass.
It's hero idol symbol, but I don't know what the hell I'm doing.
Come inside of her.
She's a soup, just like the rest of them. You're wrong about her. Just remember who your friends and who your enemies are. You just declared war. You can't do this. You don't have the fight. You never have. This kid is full of surprises. Well, it's not what it looks like. I thought we had an understanding. I know you're trying to be tough, but we're superheroes. You.
Oh, I am watching the fuck out of that.
So, stop sharing. Again? Can you see me again?
Yeah, I can see you.
Fantastic. So that is.
What the fuck was that?
I hope you don't see my screen anymore because that's being recorded.
I just saw him.
Okay, so that was, of course, The Boys, the final trailer for Prime Video. Has anybody seen the show? Anybody watched it at all?
I'll be starting to watch that tonight. Actually,
Okay. Garbanzo?
I saw
Garbanzo,
the
can't
first
hear you,
couple of minutes.
Garbanzo.
Sorry, I've seen the first 3 episodes actually.
Fantastic.
The show's really good.
So can we all right, and Darflex, you haven't seen it yet though, but you're gonna catch it, I
Bro,
assume.
can you not hear me?
I heard you. No, I didn't hear what you say.
Oh yeah, so I said
Bring the mic closer to your lips there. Not you, Garbanzo.
Oh, I started watching it.
Right?
No, the mic needs to go closer. There you go.
Sorry, is that better?
Yes.
What do you say, Garbanzo?
Like I said,
Darflex?
God damn it! I started watching it after I spoke to Squeezy Bits. It looks good because this is exactly what I need fucking Smallville to be. Clark is such a fucking beta male cuck. He needs to. I like it. It's real. It's real. It's like what I would be if I had fucking powers.
So can we? All right. So then, with that being said, we're gonna do a quick non-spoiler review episode 1. Now I watched this show blind. I only heard about it. I only saw a couple of commercials on YouTube, and so I didn't see all of it. And
okay.
Can we agree that the trailer ruined the shock value of episode 1?
Okay, for me it wasn't ruined because even though I knew it was coming, it still just was jolting.
Well, I mean, yeah, but I'm surprised how much of the series, I mean, not all the best parts, but how much of the series was actually ruined in these trailers, because I don't think, because when I watched it, I didn't see this trailer. I didn't see any of these trailers. I just saw quick, actually, I heard it over and over again repeated. I like to watch honest trailers, and the last couple of honest trailers were being sponsored by Amazon Prime, The Boys. And I was like, okay, whatever, I'll watch them, and, but when I saw that, it hooked. I got hooked. Like I'm watching the show. I'm playing on my phone. Like I'm just it's in the background. But then when she disappeared off screen, I said, wait, what's going on? And it was so slow, and you saw it. And I realized what happened. And I said, there's no way they're gonna show us that graphically. And they showed it to us graphically. I was hooked. I put my phone down and I binge watched the entire series. I don't know if I'd have gotten the same. Let me stop and watch this show. Had I seen it in the trailer like they just showed us. That's what I'm trying to say.
Right.
I think they should have left that out because that was a monumental. That's the hook right there, in my opinion.
There's so many different hooks overall. I mean, that's just one of the instances.
Well, no. There's many memorable scenes, but a hook is something in the beginning of a narrative that gets you invested in the story. That's the scene, and they ruined it by putting it in the trailer. And this is not a spoiler, ladies and gentlemen. You see it almost in its entirety in the trailer.
Having seen the first episode, I didn't realize how much of the first episode is actually in the actual trailer. Exactly. That I will say.
That's what I'm saying, is that they did take too much of it. But can we let's discuss episode 1? I mean, freaking Joe. I loved it. I loved episode 1. It with the hook and everything, it caught me by surprise. I didn't know the show was that raw. I had no idea. So when I finally realized what I was watching, I said, "Yeah." That's why I sent the text in the group chat about The Boys to you guys. I'm like, guys, check this out. This thing is ridiculous. And I watched it right after watching Catch-22, and Catch-22 was also raw. I like that too. But whoa!
So you binge watched the whole entire series?
Of what? The Boys?
Yeah.
Yeah, on Saturday, the entire day. I couldn't stop watching. It had me. I'm telling you. That scene, not seeing it in the trailer, and seeing her vanish and splatter into whatever, and
it's so crazy, dude.
I was like,
the show is so good.
I was like, no, that did not just happen. No, that did not just happen. It had me. Flex, episode 1.
Like I said, it's exactly what I need Smallville to be. Even though honestly, I still
have you seen
Smallville.
Brightburn yet?
Yeah, no, I have not.
Oh God, can we do it? Okay, can we do an inebriated review of that?
Let's do it. I'm down.
Okay, cool. Carry on.
Yeah, pretty much. So the trailer didn't ruin it for me because this is actually the first time I've seen the trailer with volume on. So I mean, but me personally, I do like spoilers.
Okay.
Spoilers are what draw me into
really
movies. Yeah. Like every time I see a
Not
spoiler
me.
leaked, I always fucking read it or watch it if I can. But the trailer itself looked cool because it said "fuck" a lot. It was bloody. It was hot chicks. I mean, I'm a very easy man to please.
I can vouch for this. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm like, this is nice because like when I get tired of fucking Clark's bullshit from being a pussy, I'll just throw on the boys and then like, oh yeah, here's my dose of violence and gritty shit.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I think it's great, man. Fucking Prime is coming out with some pretty hard hitters. Um, have you
I have
seen
to
the
agree.
The Marvelous Miss Maisel?
Yes, I've actually seen that. Yeah.
That one's
I
pretty
personally
good.
have not.
Yeah.
But I mean, like Prime is doing pretty fucking good. But they're about to come out with a juggernaut that is the Lord of the Rings TV series. So that's gonna be good.
They're holding their own, man.
Also, for my BZ, my Neezy, Amazon
So
Prime
cheesy.
also has all of Doctor Who. I mean, the current, like the modern series.
That's never gonna happen.
So
That's never gonna happen.
bitch, look, we're supposed to cover pop culture shit. We're supposed to. So what?
That is why
if our
there's-
fans?
That is
Do
why
you
there's
ever want to
four
go
of
to
us.
London?
That's why there's four of us, because we could all grab a little piece of that right there. There's nothing about Doctor Who whatsoever that entices me. I get what you're saying about Game of Thrones. I get what you're saying about a couple other things, but Doctor Who, it's never gonna happen. It's gonna be the tarpon box till the day I die.
What if the fans request you watch it?
I will watch it because the fans supersede what I want.
Okay. And what if we're able to go to a convention? Or there's actually a pretty good gathering here for another podcast called Mark Who 42 over here in Davie at the Falcon Pub. And they bring Doctor Who themed foods and cakes. It's pretty sweet actually. The beer's fucking good, and they have girly stuff here too.
So why have we never? Why have we never gone?
I brought it up a couple times. I don't know why we haven't gone.
Okay.
He has brought it up actually. I can
Really?
also vouch for that. Yeah, he has.
Maybe
I mean, it's pretty
We've
cool.
talked about Ye Old Falcon. The Old Falcon Pub has been brought up in multiple
the new place
conversations.
I'm moving to is going to be right behind it. So if we get too plastic, we can just walk back.
Nice.
Sounds good. I like that.
Nice, I
Garbanzo,
like that. I'll
episode
be there.
1 of The Boys.
I enjoyed it immensely, man. It was just fun to watch. I'm not even gonna go into it. All I can say is you have to watch this show. It's great. Excuse me. Just make sure you check it out. It's definitely worth the watch. It's definitely gonna keep you on your toes, and just understand that not everything is what it seems, and it's the cool thing about it.
That's you know what? I was gonna say there's more than meets the eye, just as a joke. But
Transformers.
yes, it's true. That's true. We absolutely, I guess collectively, recommend the series. Jotaro, you gotta check it out. If we all watch it and complete it, 'cause I've already seen the entire series. If we can have it done by the next podcast or a podcast in the future, we're gonna definitely review the entire series, because this is a show that really deserves a good review. Actually, this is a series that deserves an original recipe web series episode where the Geek Bros are in the same friggin' room. But that's just me. If you guys want that, let them know. But this is definitely one of those that could definitely be a reason why we should all get back together. Sorry, Joe, and do a real review. But we'll get to there when the time comes. So, with that being said, we're gonna move on to anime and animation invasion. Does anybody watch Final Space?
I do not.
Nobody. Everybody heard of it? Okay. Well, Final Space is. Season 1 was just so great. So I'm just gonna briefly just discuss episode 1. I'm gonna review episode 1 of season 2, and I'm gonna be perfectly honest with you. I am a bit let down, not because the show. I mean, the show has moved from TBS to Adult Swim, where I believe it belongs, but they did something in the season finale of season 1 that I thought had stakes. I thought this show was gonna be different, where it had stakes and real consequences. But basically, without really spoiling anything, all the main characters separated, and I assume most of them were gonna come back together again in season 2. But the simple fact is that pretty much everybody, they Last Jedi'd it in episode 1, where all the stakes from the previous season kind of just got wrapped up in the first few minutes, and most of the characters all came back together again. I was hoping for like a long arc of either them disappearing or taking a while to get back together again. Literally in an episode or two, everybody was back, and I was just like, well, that defeats the whole purpose of of everybody scattered. I was quite annoyed. Kind of like how Finn got his spine sliced, and in the very couple of minutes he wakes up and he's good to go, and that has nothing to do with it and going forward. So
That's cool.
that's not cool. But yeah, season one, episode 1 of season 2 is still the same humor, but they've added a few more characters. I just don't like it as much as I like season 1, and I'm quite disappointed in it so far.
Would you recommend someone who
I would
has
recommend
not,
season 1 to everybody.
but not season 2?
As of right now, if episode 1 is any indication of where they're going with the narrative, no, I don't like the new addition to the characters. I don't like how they pretty much undid all the consequences for all our characters literally in an episode. If I wrote this, I would have brought all the characters back, but I would have taken I would have done what they did with season 2 of Stranger Things. Elle was around, but they didn't with it. But Elle didn't come back to the group till the very end of the season. There were stakes. Okay. You know what I'm saying? We saw she was around. We knew she was around, but she didn't rejoin the team. And you were sitting there waiting for the entire season for them to come back together again. Why? She sacrificed herself at the end of season 1. How much would that have taken away from that moment had she been reunited with the crew the very first episode of season 2? That's it. Game over. I'd be like, well, why'd you have her disappear into the void to the begin with? You might as well have had her live and moved on with the narrative. That's how I feel about it. But I actually think Final Space is a cool cartoon. It's in the vein. It's not as absurd as Rick and Morty, but it has a story. It has a narrative, and the characters are great. The main character is hilarious. I love the humor. I absolutely recommend season 1 to anybody, and you might like season 2. Maybe because if you watch season 2 right after season 1, you won't really care. But because I watched season 1, had that gap, came into season 2, and this is how they started it. Maybe that's the reason why I feel the way I feel. And with that being said, we're moving on to Love, Death, Robots Part 15, Blind Spot. A gang of cyborg thieves stage a high-speed heist of a heavily armored convoy. The good, the bad, the ugly. Darflex.
The good for me was the animation. I really enjoyed the way. Yeah.
Did you?
Yeah, I did. It just had a pretty. It just made me feel good. Just fun. Like, oh. It's hard to explain.
It tickled you. It tickled you. The animation.
Yeah. It tickled my fancy.
There you go. Armanzo.
For me, the good was definitely. I like the story, the couple of the twists at the end, everything. It was cool.
You consider that a twist? Why would you consider that a twist?
Because it was unexpected. Like really, I thought everybody was dead.
Oh, okay, all right, makes sense. Jotaro.
I actually didn't get to see this one. Which I need to catch up and watch that one.
Cool. The bad. Well, for me, the good. I don't have any good. I actually have nothing. I nothing this episode. This is less than a palate cleanser. This was just an episode. I watched it. It was okay, but I don't have any. I'm neutral. I have no good, no bad. So I'm gonna excuse myself from the rest of this. The bad. Darflex.
I honestly really don't have any bad. I mean, like last time we explained that the episode we talked about was your palate cleanser. I think this would be my palate cleanser. It was still violent, but it was soft enough to like I said, just it tickled me. Yeah.
Right, because so Flex likes it soft. Garbanzo, the bad.
I mean, it wasn't my favorite style of animation, so I think that's the only thing. But it's still not. It wasn't bad. It was still cool, but it just wasn't my favorite form of animation.
Cool. The bad, Jotaro.
He didn't see it.
Yeah, I know. The ugly, Darflex.
No ugly, really.
Okay.
Again, like I don't have much to say about it. It wasn't great.
That's what I'm saying. You have nothing to really say. It was just an episode. Garbanzo, the ugly. Holy crap.
I got no ugly. For me, it was cool.
All right. Well, I mean, I think this episode you guys can skip. I mean, but you guys recommend it to Jotaro?
I would.
I would, just because he needs to fucking watch it.
No, I do need to watch it. Yeah.
Like it's not a fucking option for Jotaro.
I seen Zima Blue, but I did not see Blind Spot.
You watched that piece of shit of an episode. You didn't
Hold on, Zima Blue was not a piece of shit. That was an introspective.
Please refer to the last podcast.
Okay, understood.
Shut your whore mouth.
Understood. All right. We're gonna move on to open mic.
Open mic.
Thank you. The long last Spider-Man Twin Towers teaser trailer has been restored to 4K. Now, that's just, I'm just throwing that out there. There was a teaser for Sam Raimi's 2002 Spider-Man trailer, which had him webbing up some criminals in a helicopter in between the Twin Towers. Of course, that was before, no, it was filmed and after, before 9/11, but when it was supposed to come out, of course, they didn't think it was good. There's dogs, squirrel, squirrel. Anyway, so it was restored to 4K and in all its glory. And I actually had seen it one time. It was supposed to debut ahead of A Knight's Tale, and the teaser shows cinemas of
Knight's Tale. Oh my god,
Knight's Tale.
That's such a good movie.
God, that was old.
So it was pretty good. It showed Tobey Maguire Spider-Man catching a gang of criminals fleeing a robbery in a helicopter using a web spun between the North and South Tower. It was shot by Sony Pictures specifically for a teaser, and it was never intended to be featured in the finished film. But yeah, so it was poor quality when it was thrown out there, but they restored it, and it's pretty cool. It was a nice teaser from what I had seen. So you guys check it out. This article comes from yahoo.com/entertainment if you're curious at all. And we will keep it moving. The mind behind Neon Genesis Evangelion is helping to make a
great
new
anime.
Ultraman. Yes.
What? Yeah, allegedly. But to make a new Ultraman movie. And this article comes from Gizmodo.com. Love me some Gizmodo. You guys saved my behind with Comic-Con. So, crap. Do you have the article up, Jotaro? You want to pronounce his name for me? Hideaki Anno? Hideaki?
Wait,
Hideaki
you're saying
Anno.
it. You're saying it wrong. You're saying it wrong.
That's why you should have this stuff open. You should read this for me. Hideaki
Anno.
Hideaki Anno gave us one of the most interesting Godzilla films in years with Shin Godzilla. Now he's turning his attention towards Tokusatsu's icon, the legendary-sized changing hero Ultraman. Alongside animation studio Kahara.
Dude, I'm actually enjoying this more than anything else. Go ahead.
I know, you can't pronounce
I've just formally announced Shin Ultraman, a new movie project reimagining the Ultraman mythos in a similar manner to Shin Godzilla's take on the king of all kaijus. So it should be released 2021, and it'll be interesting. What do you guys? I mean, did anybody watch Shin Godzilla? I heard mixed reviews about Shin Godzilla on Netflix.
It's not bad. It's an interesting take on animation.
I honestly
it's
have not.
okay.
Okay.
I honestly have not. I want to, but I haven't seen it yet.
It's
But
not
I love Ultraman though.
Yes. So, beautiful day here in South Florida.
So what about Ultraman? I wasn't listening to that. I'm sorry, I was looking at something.
Oh wow, that was great.
If Darflex can have a freaking Zoom and Jotaro can be playing video games and Garbanzo can be deep sighing, I can trail off for a second.
Listen. The zoo in the background is not dead air.
That is true, and I apologize.
yes.
Just Ultraman. I have no opinion on this. I've never seen any of the Ultramans. I think Ultraman was part of the what is it called? Inspiration for Power Rangers, wasn't it? A little bit.
For
I think
VR
so.
Troopers.
A little bit, and for VR Troopers too. So I'm pretty sure I'm not gonna catch it. You guys gonna
There
check
was
this
an
out?
Ultraman cartoon as well.
There was.
And a porno.
So
I'm sure there was too. There had to be.
Yeah. No, of course there is. Go to woodrocket.com.
Oh, nice, perfect. I need a new website anyway. Thank you.
Yo, the woodrocket.com is just like geek porn.
Oh, perfect. Yeah.
Look for the Rugrats one. It's pretty interesting.
I don't.
Oh god.
You know that might bring back.
They're not kids. It's adult stuff.
Oh, the adults do.
Yeah, of course. Come on, man. I'm not gonna tell you to look and leave that shit on.
you guys are having a blast. I love it. All right, we're moving on.
I can't.
We're moving on. to a streamer sparks debate over whether Twitch should allow breastfeeding. This article comes from Kotaku.com, and when a Twitch streamer breastfed her baby on a stream last week, clips of the moment ended up getting removed from Twitch, and it sparked a debate about whether or not the practice violates Twitch's terms of service, with some arguing that breastfeeding constitutes sexual content. So what do you guys think?
Don't ask me that question. I'm a fucking scumbag. Like, if one woman's breastfeeding in public, I'm gonna fucking look. And
but I mean, okay. So you find it kind of intimate then?
I love titties, in every aspect of the matter. Female titties.
Okay. Thank you for.
Look, one of my fondest memories was watching my Sunday school teacher breastfeed her daughter in church. It's awesome. I was like 9 years old. It was the shit. Yeah, she had a fat set of titties, dude.
I don't know how you have to look around first before you said that. Garbanzo, I would call you the straight man of Geek Bros. So what is your opinion about breastfeeding on Twitch?
I am a breast man. I love, just like everybody else. Everybody else here. He goes. I love tits like anybody else. But honestly, the act of feeding a child, whether it seems the thing is this: it doesn't matter if what I see it as is the majority of people. Should she be allowed to? Yes, she's feeding her child. There is nothing sexual about someone.
But you are exposing your breast. In a way, it's not because our society is the one that made the female breast, something to be desired, something intimate, something sexual. So
yes, but the whole thing is that okay, perfect example. There are different types of individuals who have different types of desires and fetishes. There are individuals who have major fetishes for people with beards. Doesn't mean that I got to shave my face also, or I got to cover it because they may get aroused, or my hands.
You can't make that distinction because, again, the social norm is that a female breast is intimate and sexual in nature. We have sexualized the female. We have not sexualized universally the man beard.
But but at the same time, it's a woman just feeding her child. Just try to be a decent human being and just leave the person alone. Okay. If she feels comfortable enough to be able to be out there, then she'll be comfortable enough to just walking by. It's none of your business. Right. It's not your body. Okay, just like in New York. A perfect example. In New York, you can walk around. Women can walk around topless. Okay. Now, does that mean that any guy can go up and just kind of grab her tits? No, it's not. That's sexual assault. Sure. It's her body. That's her comfort level. She feels okay with that. It's not anything that gives anybody else the right to put their hands on there or say anything about it. That's not me being straight.
We do have a right to say something about it, not to touch, but we do have a right to say put on a shirt. That's our right to say put on a shirt.
She has the right to tell you to go fuck off.
Okay. Oh, right. But okay, so we get back to the point. Is it okay to be streaming that on Twitch, though?
I agree with Garbanzo. Can I revisit mine really quick? I think it's okay as long as she doesn't make it sexual. For sure, I'm gonna make it sexual. I'm probably gonna sit there and just. But as long as she doesn't do or make it for sexual purposes, especially with a child in camera, I think it should be allowed. Because yes, at the end of the day, regardless of what turns me on, it's still a mother feeding her son or whatever the kid is. I mean, it's a biological need, whether or not it gets my rocks off in like 3 seconds. But as long as she keeps it as actually breastfeeding and doesn't make it a sexual thing to get followers or to make money or to actually sexually exploit her breastfeeding her child online, it absolutely should be allowed. Again, it's a mother, regardless of what people like me think. Like about it.
I don't see an issue with this at all. I mean, this is like I said, this is a biological. This needs, this is something that, well, it's a choice between with whether or not you want to do that or you want to go with, if you want to be technical with formula. But with this case, I really don't see a problem with it. I mean, she's not exposing herself in a way where it's, she's gaining followers just for that need to have to show her.
Okay.
So I don't.
Remember, there is a fine line between intention and perception. Can we agree with that? Her intent may not to be sexual. She may just doing herself, but at the same time, she chose to do it while she was on Twitch as opposed to stopping her stream. Now, if you're out and about and your baby needs it and you're in public, I get you. You got to do what you got to do.
What if it was?
But if you're,
if it was the baby's time to feed, though.
Then why are you on Twitch?
Because she's on Twitch.
Okay. So if you know if your baby's time to feed, why are you on
Okay,
Twitch?
that's the same thing as she's on. It just happens to be she's going from one place to another.
That's different.
She happens to. She has to.
That's totally different. You're out and about. That's fine. You're out and about, and you got to be out and about. Twitch is different. Being at home and being on a camera when you know, okay, maybe it might be time to feed. You're choosing in your own place of business while you're being recorded on the camera to engage in that. Now, if you're outside and you know we're near home and you got to do what you got to do, of course you got to do what you got to do. I'm talking about it was a choice on Twitch. You could have easily said, guys, gotta be a mother. I'll be right back.
You know what? Also, it could also be said that if someone doesn't like it, they can go to another fucking channel.
Very true.
Very true. Jay's not going with.
No, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. But at the same time, was it necessary?
Yes.
No,
for me.
To her.
For you, maybe.
But here's the thing: it doesn't matter what any of us think. It's what it matters to her.
Well, no. Actually, it matters. Actually, it matters to Twitch. It actually matters to Twitch. It's their terms and conditions. It's their platform, and they have the right to say that that's not acceptable. So it actually doesn't matter to her. It matters to Twitch. No.
But
and
the whole
Twitch
thing
says,
is, Twitch is the one that's like sexualizing sexualizing the view. If the intent is not sexualization, he goes, and that's the way it seemed. He goes, just because I could be taking a shower,
okay,
and just be like, I'm not sexualizing it. I'm just underwater and using some soap.
But again, intent versus perception.
But anything can be perceived sexual to most people.
Absolutely, that's why there's guidelines. And
you know what? Don't let somebody eat a banana or lick ice cream or any of that while they're on camera either.
Exactly.
Oh my God, can't let someone eat some meat or anything that has a phallic in nature. Or how about the cucumber challenge?
Vibe has a point though. He does have a point. It is their terms of service.
I agree with that too.
Denying that, but the fact is that the whole thing is that they need to, as things progress in this day and age, they need to relook at things a little differently.
It's true. You know what? This is actually
across the board.
Well, true. And this is actually a really good discussion. I'd love to hear, if anything, recently, I'd love to hear what the audience say. Please email us at geekbros. Let's get a little deeper about this because it goes beyond just breastfeeding on camera, but censorship in general. By all means, weigh in on this topic. Email us geekbros, that's GEKBR0 @yahoo.com, or comment on below on the video recap. By all means, I'd love to get into this with you guys and follow up with this next week. So we're going to move on from this, but next week I want to follow up with this as long as we get some responses.
One more thing I just wanted to other mothers out there. One place you will never be judged for breastfeeding live online will be geekbros with a 0 @yahoo.com. Now we will continue.
We're gonna move on to.
Hey, on a side note,
we're not gonna move on. Okay.
The Ultraman porn is actually the Ultraman's female. It's kind of weird.
Nice.
Is Ultraman female? Ultraman's a man or is female?
Ultraman is a man. But in the porn, it's a female.
Is it jerk worthy?
Oh, interesting. All right, we are blessed.
I haven't really
watched family podcast.
It just happened to be
family podcast.
All right, so moving on. A StarCraft concert is being held in South Korea on August 24th at the center in Seoul. Seoul Kim is conducting, and she previously conducted the World of Warcraft live concert in South Korea. In case you missed it, so you can actually listen. If you go to Kotaku.com / a StarCraft concert, you can actually click on a link and you can listen to the World of Warcraft version. But yeah, if you're in South Korea, check it out. Let us know. I would love if this is being done here. I'd love to do it. I went to a Star Wars one before, a Star Wars concert, and it was friggin' amazing. They played stuff. They you went to one too, you freak. Yeah. I even have the big ass booklet that I had with it.
I was actually at a Final Fantasy one myself.
Were you?
That must be awesome as well. The music in Final Fantasy.
Oh my god, absolutely.
It was at the Lincoln Center.
At the where?
The Lincoln Center in the city.
Fake news. Fake news.
Is it
We're
is it
gonna
across
move
the
on.
street from the booth box?
No, what? Closer from what?
Hopefully, one person caught that. Okay.
Because
I-
President
yeah.
Lincoln got fucking murdered in the goddamn booth.
No,
Or
by
by
booth.
booth, sorry.
In
By
the
booth.
box.
In a
Oh.
booth box. Yeah.
Fantastic.
I love it. Yes, fantastic. Moving on. Ben Affleck's Batman movie was about insanity, Batman's dark side, and Arkham Asylum. Now, this article comes from yahoo.com/entertainment. Ben Affleck had some grand and pretty dark plans for his Batman movie. At one time, the man who played Batman, the man who played Bruce Wayne, and arguably the least affectionate received iteration of DC character, Roadstar was going to direct in a standalone Batman movie, but it never happened after Justice League, and Superman. Well, yeah, and then Suicide Squad and all that other stuff. But apparently, it was going to be more about the insanity aspect. The idea was that he was going to be locked in Arkham Asylum or captured. He was going to deal with all the previous people that he locked up in there. It was supposed to be like a mind trip. And when I read the interpretation of this, I'm like, shit, I want to see this movie. Tell me you wouldn't be interested in a Batman Arkham Asylum locked up, with the Crown Prince of and the Scarecrow and all them in there, and he's trying to maybe even escape from Arkham, and he's,
I would.
I could
but animated. It would have to be animated for me.
Why do you think so? I would love to see that in live
because
action.
The animated movies right now are so fucking strong. Like
they are.
And
especially DC's.
Dude, yeah, absolutely. And because they all are rated, most of them are rated PG-13. I honestly, watching DC movies, I can't really get excited for something like this. But watching DC cartoon movies, fuck. I mean, I would absolutely jump on board for that.
All right, cool.
Fantastic.
Jotaro, did you hear any of the stuff that I just said?
Yeah, I would see this. I would definitely see this.
Live
but
action,
I want live action. But I would like to know if they would kind of like get some ideas from the game.
Exactly. I mean, I never played the game, but exactly.
Well, then you need to go fucking play it. That's what you got to do. You got to go fucking play it.
Yeah, you got an Xbox now. I'll let you borrow it.
Oh, please.
Actually, it's free on Game Pass.
Oh,
it is.
And, and you said Game Pass was like what, $15 or some crap like that? What did you say?
Yeah.
$10. Even better. Wow. Yeah, we need to. I need to get on that. I mean, it's set up in my room. I just haven't undone. Well, that's ill timed. As I was gonna say, I was gonna invoke the name of the artist formerly known as Pink Jess, or the artist Pink Jess, but I've yet to undo her stuff. So that's the only reason why it's keeping me from using the Xbox that I got for my birthday. All right, so more Batman news. Kevin Conroy to play Batman on TV after voicing him in animated show for nearly 30 years. Crisis on Infinite Earths, the extreme awesome crossover from the CW Arrowverse, has tapped Kevin Conroy to play an older Batman in this massive crossover event, and I don't know what to say because wow, This is that is my Batman. That voice is my Batman. From
this is going to be intense.
Series, from the movies, or the animated movies, from the Justice League, from the Justice League Unlimited. When I read this, I said yes. This is going to be a massive event. This is going to be the Infinity War for the CW Arrowverse. I cannot wait for this crossover to happen. Anybody else interested about this?
Yes, this is gonna be big.
I'm extremely excited. Are you kidding me?
Even though you guys may or may not watch the Arrowverse, but you got to check out Crisis on Infinite Earth. We've got to discuss this as a panel.
Okay,
I watched the Arrowverse.
I promised you I will after Smallville. So as soon as I finish this, which I'm almost done.
Well, you still need to catch the Crisis on Infinite Earth. You may not know all the backstory of all the characters, but that event, you just got to catch that so we can talk about it.
I'll just Wonder Woman it. Don't worry, I got it.
I know that's... Oh, shit. Garbanzo, where's the excitement? Kevin Conroy, Batman live action.
Dude, I started clapping immediately. There's a reason for that. He is the voice of Batman for me. It's just one of those things. It's her, Tara Strong, as the voice of Harley Quinn.
Yes.
Though I think Haley Kuko is going to do very well for it in the new animated series. But staying on topic, I've never seen him. I've never actually seen him in any live action
Right.
movies, so I'm actually looking forward to
Yeah.
and seeing how he takes it.
Yeah,
Because I'm sure.
I'm thrilled.
I
with
was
it.
about to say that. I've never actually seen his acting ability, so I'm curious about how he's going to do this.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. It's like seeing Andy Serkis for the first time, not on CG mocap. So hopefully, maybe not that grandiose, but I'm just saying. All right, we're gonna move on to, and this means absolutely nothing to me or to nobody, but I thought it was hilarious as I was scrolling through Kotaku looking for stuff. Sharpedo can shoot water out of its ass at 75 miles an hour. That is your random Pokemon fact.
That
Sharpedo details. It's a water and dark type. Average height is 5'11". Average weight is 195 pounds. And it was first added in Generation 3. And I repeat, it can shoot water out of its ass at 75 miles per hour. Okay, that's all I have to say about that. Do you guys care? Not really. But I think it was.
you know what? I'm actually super excited about that. So,
This makes me want to play Pokemon even more.
It's like a reverse of the
That's what I
day.
want to hear. That's
you
what I
know,
want
you
to
know
hear.
what else?
What?
You know, that apparently there's a new Pokemon that it's called Spoink, and it's this little pig that bounces around, and if he stops bouncing, he dies. So please understand. I just want to make
that's so
sure
sad.
that's it is, but it's.
Fucked
I
up.
just don't think you guys.
Hold on.
Random point Pokemon
Hold
facts
on.
need to
When
know.
he bounces around, you know when the Pokemon faints, it faints. So when he faints, he dies.
He dies.
Oh, that's
He's
awesome.
like Kenny. It's like Kenny. He resurrects.
He would be the perfect role model for my integrated fitness topic about being sedentary.
Yes, I agree. And we're gonna hit our last topic. Atlantis live action casts its first transgender lead. Now, Darflex, you said this. I found no article. Okay, so I put it on the topic. You're gonna talk about it. So this is so. I want you to please, by all means, take this topic. This is all you.
This topic actually comes from a undisclosed source. This person has pretty close ties with Disney and animators, but he just didn't want to let himself be known because obviously, I guess nobody knows yet. Maybe this is the first time you're here on the Geek Bros.
Oh, but, breaking news!
Breaking news! So the source says, with all things happening with Disney, casting certain cast members just to please the audience, just to please the social justice warriors, pushing the gay agenda, pushing the female agenda, pushing the African agenda. Atlantis not only cast its first female transgender lead, its first. Sorry, did you say lead?
Yes.
Oh, then yeah. Okay, so the lead, its first lead. Can any of you guys take a guess who it's going to be?
They're not making Milo
female.
They're not making Milo female, is he?
No. Okay, so no.
Please don't tell me they're making a princess. Please don't tell me they're making a freaking princess.
Yes.
No.
So the princess is played by a Samoan man who identifies as a woman. Now, just imagine, because she's pretty hot, and she's got, for a cartoon, right? Just imagine when Spider-Man as Milo walks into Atlantis and asks the princess her name, and you hear this raspy, "My name is Kirakakash." So just imagine that. Now, we can all agree that Disney is really, really progressive, especially now, right?
Allegedly.
Allegedly. I mean,
no, they are.
I don't know, but
no,
my question to this, and my question at the source with that is, when is it enough?
It's never going to be enough.
Are they not pleased?
No,
Are they not entertained?
I want to say, do you think they're still gonna make Milo's character still fall for Kira, even though she's transgender now? Do you think they're still gonna do that love story?
Listen, their argument's going to be
because just because the person playing it is transgender does not make the actual character transgender.
Mm-hmm. And it's crazy because Scarlett Johansson was actually bullied out of her role playing a transgender woman. And she was bullied out of it because she wasn't herself transgender. They should have given it to a transgender person, which is stupid, right? Because as a director, as a casting director or anything, I'm casting based on your acting abilities, right?
Exactly. And also how well you can pull the actual box office as well.
But look, okay, I know it was funny, like that whole Black Panther 2 is Ryan Gosling as fucking T'Challa.
Yeah.
It's funny to joke, but like, okay. Bro, if you were to give me a white actor who was so fucking good, based on his abilities alone, I'd probably forget, right?
It's
like, I
true.
don't know,
That's the point. Yes, falling into
yeah,
your role, forgetting.
dude,
Absolutely.
absolutely. That's why I hate Lana. But like, never mind. Let's not go into that because that doesn't. But nowadays we are losing the quality of content so gravely just based on trying to please the masses when we should focus on actually quality. It is still an art, right? You know,
I
it's
mean,
like
I can't even. I can't even fault you
They're
for
using
this.
art. They're using the art to push an agenda now. That's what
and
it
then
is.
but here's
The
my
thing
thing.
is,
That's
Here's
not
what I
subtle.
what
okay, but hold on. But sorry to interrupt. But just to kind of piggyback on that real quick before I forget, art usually does have its own agenda, and art has been used to push people's agenda
But
for
usually,
decades.
the agenda pushed in art is subtle. Usually, this is
Oh
not
no.
subtle anymore.
Oh,
This is in your face.
okay,
yes.
so a 15 a life size statue of a naked president with a small penis is subtle.
But here's one thing.
Right. I said usually subtle. I didn't say it's always subtle. I said it's usually subtle. Usually art is up to interpretation. For
Okay.
all you know, and what's being done these days in art and entertainment is not up for interpretation. It's in your face. They tell you exactly what they're doing, and then saying suck it up. So that's what I'm saying. You know,
But
there's a
They're
here's
basically saying deal with it, and this is the way I'm doing it, whether you like it or not.
exactly.
and
When turn around when beforehand when people were the reason when people would use art for would because they were being told the same exact thing is deal with it,
Right.
and now it's doing the exact opposite. I'm just
But
an
look again.
observation.
Here's one thing. If you're gonna push an agenda, that's fine, okay? Because here's one thing I do respect, not necessarily from Disney because they're pushing other people's agenda. Push your own agenda. If somebody doesn't like it, honestly, there's creativity in all of us. If you honestly do not like something, that should push you to create your own art, to express yourself to the world the way you want to express it, not
Yeah,
bully
I
someone
agree.
into putting their views the way you want it to do. Because that's not
Right.
what art is. And art, in my opinion, is an expression of oneself, not an expression of what people think you should be.
Right.
There you
Right.
go.
We're
Look at
not
Right.
that.
fucking communists, man. This is
100%.
America.
Yeah. It's America. You're right.
So,
America.
and like I said, let's say this transgender person fucking knocks it out of the park. Awesome. I would fucking love it. Just don't push it in my face that it's a fucking transgender lead. Don't push it in my
Just
face that it's a female lead. Like that little scene in fucking End
Don't
War
say it.
when
Damn it! I knew you were gonna say that. Carry on. Carry on.
it looked badass, but like it just felt so forced, didn't it?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. When I
It
saw
just
that,
felt so forced.
when I saw that, I rolled my eyes. Not because it was, but because not because it was a crappy scene. Not even because it insulted me. Because I
it
knew
was a
what you were
great scene.
saying. It was a great scene, but it wasn't. It didn't feel natural. It felt out of
It didn't.
place.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, by the way, let's get all you guys back together again just for this one. This is probably a reshoot. I swear to God, it was probably a goddamn reshoot. So, like, you know what was a great scene that didn't feel forced was when one of the brothers, one of the Russo brothers, played the first openly gay character. He was a minor character in it. He was in the session. At first, he
Yeah.
was talking about, I went on a date and then I cried, and then he goes, and then he cried, and I was like, oh, he's gay. But I didn't feel it. I was like, that's
Mhm.
great. That is how you do it. That was
Yeah.
so good. I felt nothing. It wasn't forced. It felt right. And I was like, oh
Yeah.
crap.
It kind of settled right in there.
Absolutely.
Exactly. It didn't feel like
Absolutely.
that's the way you do it. Not,
That's
by the way, oh, you guys come over for this little splash page. Feels good. All right, moving on. 30 seconds. You guys happy? Female power. So
yeah, man. That's just and it's not just art. You can apply it everywhere, bro. Like it's just people like in the Marine Corps, man. They're putting females in infantry, which
Right.
is fine if they can actually do it.
Right.
I know some females who are 100% good to go, bro. But like they're fucking lowering the standards to put them in there. When you go to war, do you think the enemy's gonna lower the standards for you?
of course not.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. In some times in history, they did stop for tea time and holidays, but like now
Yeah.
in the
Oh yeah,
modern,
back in the day they did.
you know, you think that they're gonna look, man? If I got shot, I'm 220 pounds right now without any gear on.
Mm.
If I got shot, I don't want like a 150-pound woman dragging me.
Well, listen, when in the heat of passion, you get that superhuman strength. She'll just drag you across. No,
Like
okay.
as a physician, I mean,
Adrenaline
sure,
rush.
she'll be stronger, but it's
No,
physiology
yeah,
tell you
no.
it's not that fun. Like, she's not the Hulk. Like that's pretty much Hulk strength, bro. And no, it doesn't matter how strong you get to the heat of passion. A bullet's still a motherfucking bullet.
Right.
So it's just as people, we need to accept that
well,
we are not created.
Maybe she's more of a DPS character instead of a tank.
I like DPS.
And that's fine.
I like
sure
DPS.
That's what most of them are, and they're called pilots. So I don't know. I mean,
I don't
we
get that
just
right.
as humans need to, because they cause all the damage, and just push a button and fucking wipe out a hole. But all right, so I mean, with art and everything else, we just need to accept that. Do it for the quality. Don't please the masses. We need to understand that socially, yes, we are created equal, but nobody's fucking created equal, bro. Come on, just fucking accept it. You know, we're all born different people. I wish I could have been a fucking 6'8" black man playing in the NBA, but I'm not. I'm fucking 5'9", and my vertical jump is like 1.5 feet. So, you know.
Wait, 1.5 feet off the ground?
All right.
Off the ground, yeah.
Why is Garbanzo looking like that? It's so funny. All right, we're going to wrap this episode as we're reaching the 2-hour mark, which means we've gone from 45-minute episodes to hour episodes to hour-and-a-half episodes to 2-hour episodes. I guess the next special, we're just going to do it all in one 3-hour session. Forget the breaking up into 3 parts. All right, well, that's it for Keepin the Geek Bros, episode 74. Before we leave, we're going to hit up with that social media self-promotion. Darflex.
Yes, you beautiful people could find me on Instagram at Darth_Flex with 2 X's for any cool physiology and MMA and training stuff. I'll be starting a YouTube page soon, giving some classes, so look out for that. You can also find me on Twitter at DarthFlex or DarthFlex Performance. It's the DFP logo that Vibe so graciously provided for me from one of his associates.
Wait till you see that motion logo, suckers.
And then you can also find me for woodworking stuff on the Inebriated Craftsman on Instagram.
Yeah, Garbanzo.
What's going on, everybody? Garbanzo. And you can find me on the gram, on Twitter, and on the YouTubes on BEANTKE278, as well as Garbanzo's Corner on Facebook.com.
Joe Taro, if you want to share, I'm not sure.
Really get his dick sucked by.
No, but
did he fall asleep?
I have no idea.
Oh, there we go. Hello,
bitch.
Okay.
What did it freeze? What happened? What were you
I don't
doing?
know. It just said reconnecting, and then I'm back. I don't know.
You never left. Anyway.
Yeah, so you could find me on Instagram, JOETARRRO.
We lost Joe Taro, guys. I think we lost him, so we're gonna move on until he comes back to reconnect. You guys find me. Okay. All right, Joe Taro, carry on.
Yeah, and then you can find me on Twitter on JOETARRO.
That's fantastic.
What's your grinder tag?
It's the same thing.
JOETARRRRO.
No, just Joe Taro _dumpster _dive. So,
really? I thought it was VIBES.
I thought it was. I thought it was shut your fucking mouth. How's that?
Oh! This guy thinks that because he's from Bed-Stuy, he's the fucking shit. He ain't crap.
It's actually Mill Basin.
Like the I-Stuy?
Huh?
Like
Bed-Stuy, pretty much. This man don't know about no Flatbush. So, all right, I'm Vibe. You can check me out on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube. It's Vibe Studios, VIBEREVS2DOS. That's also on Facebook. And, of course, you can catch all the Geek Bros stuff at Geek Bros with a 0. That's GEKB or 0S. That's Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. Email us, absolutely email us at geekbros@yahoo.com. We got some emails that didn't stop, guys. Email us. I love the comments. Email us. I love to read some paragraphs and stuff. Of course, you can listen to us every Wednesday night at WeBeGeeksPC.com, the first place to listen to us. You can watch us usually the following week on a Monday at YouTube.com/VibeRev Studios if you want to watch the craziness that is this podcast every week. So, thanks for tuning in. I appreciate my Geek Bros here, and geeking out still sounds this good.
Keeping up with the Geek Bros.